LA Centric Stories, stories of exceptional women living in Los Angeles.
Blissful afternoon, everyone. I am Misty Powell, the founder of Wholistic Healing Arts, and this is a organization where we hold space for humanity to heal mind, body, spirit, and soul. And I feel like all of that is encompassing of the whole. So I spell holistic with a W and not an H, because you can't miss any pieces. And I feel like in order for us to heal holistically, we have to consider the whole. I am speaking interconnectedness, spiritual elevation, clarity, heart opening experiences. And this is for the collective. I feel like we have moved into 2025, and 2024 don't owe us nothing. Okay.
Right.
So I really hope that we are walking into this new year with a newfound perspective over our lives, our mind, our body, our emotions, our psyche, so that we can better understand ourselves in order to better understand the world.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So I moved to LA around 2013. I had just finished up with my master's in Grambling, Louisiana. And initially I was going to Dallas, because I know Dallas. I was born in Houston, Texas. But nothing worked out. And I just thought it would just be a walk in the park, right? And lo and behold, I didn't get the apartment, I didn't get accepted to the school, none of that. But here's the thing. The only reason why, too, I decided to go to Dallas is because I got a phone call from my grandmother, and I was dating this guy from LA at the time. We were dating, my college sweetheart. And he was like, "You coming to California?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then, you know, those elders, they come and they snap it back in. Like, and her main thing was, we're not following a man if we're not married.
Well.
And so that struck my heart. And so I said, you know what, let me find another avenue. But it didn't work out. But when I applied for my apartment, when I applied for my doctoral program, like, everything worked out. I got another car to drive out here. It was just, you know, succinct. And so I knew that this was the route to go. Granted, I'm not talking to that guy anymore, but this was my path. LA was my path. And so many signs started to unveil themselves once I got here. And so, yeah, that's what led me here.
Okay.
Leimert Park. Leimert Park is a cultural pen for many people of color. It is now starting to branch out into our allies, you know, and other cultures and traditions are starting to, you know, it's getting popular. And so now we see more people, you know, in Leimert Park. But back then, especially when I got here, you know, we had every section of African Pan-Africanism
The
in
diaspora,
Leimert Park,
huh?
the diaspora, right? We had the Rastafari, we had the Moors, okay? We have multiple nonprofit organizations within Leimert Park, hence Weekend Foundation with Baba E and Dr. Dove, and they would hold concerts on Saturdays, and then we had, you know, the drum circle on Sundays. We knew that we could find connection and soul in Leimert Park. And so someone gave me that tip, and that's where I went. When I got there, I was so amazed at the rich culture that lived there. Granted, things have kind of changed, like we said, it changed up a little bit, but that's the place that I gravitated towards outside of my professional life. Like Leimert Park, the people in Leimert Park, African drumming and dancing paved the way for really who you see today. So, of course, Leimert Park was that cultural pen. But discovering Leimert Park, I discovered beautiful people, teachers, you know, elders that began to like really show me the way on this spiritual path. I have always been an ancient soul, like young, but a very ancient soul. And so to come across elders that were able to invest their time and their wisdom into me, I did not take that lightly. And so one of the teachers, may she rest in peace, is my Aunt G. She was the one who instilled in me rituals and traditions around sweat lodge, you know, going into the womb, working with the grandfathers, knowing what this means, connecting to the earth, going through the sacred dances. We had the retreat center in Joshua Tree, and we do our sacred dances for women of color. We do our sacred dancing for the children. Outside of that, we had the ocean ceremony. Every full moon, we prepared the 13 offerings for Mother Waters. And we wake up at around 4:30 in the morning, and we go to the waters and we offer our prayers. A very selfless act, because we understand that when we are going with the prayers and the offerings, it is not about us individually. This is about us putting that energy out into the universe to help stabilize the disruption that is happening here, but also to, as a byproduct, it does protect us and bless us, you know, and fortify us to continue to do this spiritual work. And so I would say that next sacred place that I connect to all the time is the ocean. That is the number one place that you can find like cleansing, you know, refuge, washing all that mercury off, you know, renewing your mind, your body, and your spirit. That was like, and it has always been a safe space for me.
So going to the water.
Absolutely.
Yes, Mommy Water.
But this is the place of Los Angeles, Lost Angels. You know, it's something out here for everybody. But this is also the mecca of TV, television, all of that. So there's so many different energies here in LA. And I feel like if you can survive in LA for 1 year, you can survive anywhere, because LA is not for the weak. And especially coming out here as a artist, as a spiritualist, you know, you have to develop that network if you don't already have one established before you get here. And that, to me, it gives you grit. It gives you staying power. You know, it allows you to expand your capacity to be able to connect to not only the community that's right in front of you, but the rest of the world. And so I would definitely say that LA opened me up on so many different levels and gave me the confidence to be able to be nomadic and travel around the world. Energetically pulling me.
So yes, the languages that you learn here is not just phonetic, you know, linguistic, but the spiritual.
Yes,
energetic.
For sure. It is. It's very much so the energetics. Working deeply on like my work in the spiritual realm and being a medicine woman and working with plant allies, I cultivated that here in LA. And that gave me the opening to be able to go to Costa Rica, not speak a lick of their language, but be able to connect from the heart, you know, heart to heart, spirit to spirit, soul to soul. And that has been my language. My soul is my language. Quick story. Sister friend of mine, she asked me, she was like, hey, do you want to go to Belize? And I was like, yeah, let's go to Belize. And so she was like, we're going to do something better too. We're going to go to the Carafuna Island. And I was like, Carafuna Island? I'm like, let's go. So we went there, and she was like, hey sis, I learned this song. You want to learn it with me? It's going to be our ticket everywhere. So once we got to the island, we started journeying into the forest. And we found a cute little spot. The sun was setting. We could see the stars so clear. She was like, you ready to learn the song? And I was like, yeah. So we started walking around this tree, and I'm looking at her, and she's like, Ani hawe yule, Ani hawe yule, baduku be, bangio, baduku be, bangio, ni hawama, ni hawama. I forgot the ending of it, but we sung that song everywhere we went. And everybody was so surprised. That literally was our ticket into the tribe.
Wow.
And it's simply, this is the day that the Lord has made. We know it as that song in English. But things like that allow us the protection and the green light from the ancestors to open the road so that we can experience these beautiful happenings around the world. Just something so simple as this is the day that the Lord has made song, you know? So that soul language, it really is a unique language that can be interpreted around the world.
Yes. Oh, Ashe. That was a beautiful story.
My work in the community right now, still working as a consultant with multiple organizations, but my concentrations right now stems around mental health within women of color, and maternal health and reproductive justice. So these are my 3 concentrations. While there are many, these are the ones that I'm focusing on right now in this season. Because I mean, our women, we need it, you know. We need to understand, like, the way our mind works, how to heal, how to process experiences that we have went through in the past. We really have to understand the way our womb is evolving. You know, there's so many different layers to our womb center. How do we heal it? How do we connect to it? You know, when it comes to reproductive justice, there are so many mommies out here, you know, single moms that have not even had the space to be able to heal or identify when there's postpartum present, you know. We have to bypass because so many things are happening in life, roles, responsibilities, we're caregivers, we're nurturers. And so I have been charged with the redemption through my ancestors to help heal the collective womb and the heart of women.
Beautiful. Yeah, because sometimes we don't even get a chance to heal our own trauma before we birth someone into the world. And you know, so thank you. Thank you so much. And even
also too, you mentioned something so valid. Sometimes we don't even get to heal. Well, sometimes God gives us a seed to birth a business.
That's right.
A seed to birth a great idea. And without the proper support, the wherewithal, we abort that seed. Energetically, we abort it. And it's like, where does that energy go? Because when we are experiencing things, whether it is internal or external, we're still bringing our bodies with us.
That, yes.
So, and it's really not funny, but it's like, it's something to really ponder on. Like, we must be able to, like, really find the tools to heal so that we can continue to uncover all the greatness, all the gifts that the universe, God, source energy has given us to birth. So my purpose, I've done enough research on astrology, astrocartography, gene key, all the things, you know. As a Libra Scorpio, I'm a researcher. What I have discovered is I have a revolutionary spirit. And so a lot of the ways in which I bring forth my intellect, my spiritual intellect, my wisdom, my knowledge is unorthodox, you know, because I'm not working with what society has given me. I'm working with what God has given me. And it may not look like what you are used to. A part of what I am here to do is to be a humanitarian, to be a philanthropist, to awaken the gifts in others just by being, just by being present. You know, I've learned through my spiritual practice and my work, sometimes you don't even have to speak when you enter into a space. Let God do the work, especially when he lives there. You know, and God lives here. And so I don't always have to say anything. But understand that there is a higher power that is always working in the seen and the unseen.
That's right.
And so to answer your question, what I am called here to do, I am called here to do what God is calling me to do. And right now in this season, that is working with women. Working in maternal health, working in the reproductive sector, working with the womb, working with our mind, our body, our spirit, our soul, assisting in healing in any capacity that I can. I am the lead facilitator for an organization called Sisters Mentally Mobilized. It is founded by the California Black Women's Health Project. We recently have a cohort that's coming up. It's like a 4-month cohort. And this is a free cohort for Black women that are wanting to become advocates of mental health or just understand their own mental health, you know? We have online Zoom classes, we have in-person classes, and we have beautiful facilitators that will come and host different workshops. So a lot of wisdom, a lot of space and time for, you know, women to be able to heal and process what they have been through and what they plan to create moving forward out of the healing. Another organization that I am working with closely is the LA County Medi-Cal Doula Hub, which is the first of its kind. If you are a doula in LA, we want to assure that you become Medi-Cal PAVE approved. So now you're not looking for the mommies. The mommies are looking for you. It is a tedious process, but we have online trainings, peer support. We're working with Black, Birth Workers of Color Collective, which is based out of Long Beach. We're working with another organization called Beauty for Ashes. She's doing our financial planning, doula development, financial series, again, online peer support to try to make sure that the doulas understand how to get themselves PAVE approved, because it's a lot of red tape that we have to go through, but there is a very strong community that will assist you along the way so that you can get paid.
That's right. And where can people connect with you, either online or whatever way that you want to be connected with?
So definitely you can find me on social media extensions. On Facebook, I am Misty Powell. On Instagram, I am at Wholistic with a W, Wholistic Healing Arts. You can also find me on my website, which is very active, www.mistypowell.com.
Beautiful.
Gratitude for your light and all that you are.